Hey everybody, the Canadian Gamer coming to you guys with a standard deck tech. This is Shadows over Innistrad Zombie Mill, and it's a deck by Dagger 3, so all credit goes to him. And let's check out our deck. We have 15 creatures, 2 enchantments, 1 planeswalker, 11 sorcery, 24 land, 3 sideboard, 7 instant, and 3 maybe board. So going over the creatures, we have 2 Forgotten Creation, which is a 4-cost 3/3. Skullkin, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard all the cards in your hand. If you do, draw that many cards. 2 Geralf's Masterpiece, which is a 5-cost for a 7/7 flying, gets -1/-1 for each card in your hand. And then for 4, discard 3 cards, return him from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. 3 Manic Scribes, which is a 2-cost for a 0/3. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard with Delirium. 1 Prized Amalgam, which is a 3-cost for a 3/3. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it is entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, return Prized Amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped at the beginning of the next end step. So this is pretty cool. 3 Reckless Scholars, which is a 3-cost for a 2/1. Tap, target player draws 1 card, then discards a card. 2 Relentless Dead, which is 2/2 for 2. Menace, and then when Relentless Dead dies, you may pay black. If you do, return it to the owner's hand. And when Relentless Dead dies, you may pay X. If you do, return another target zombie creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then 2 Thing in the Ice, which is a 2-cost 0/4 defender. Thing in the Ice enters the battlefield with 4 ice counters on it. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, remove an ice counter from it. Then once they're all removed, transforms, and it turns into Awoken Horror, which is a 7/8. When this creature transforms into Awoken Horror, return all non-horror creatures to their owner's hands. Enchantments include Dead Weight, which is a 1-cost enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2. And then 1 Sinister Concoction, which is a 1-cost, 1, pay 1 life. Put the top card of your library into your graveyard, discard a card, sacrifice Sinister Concoction, destroy target creature. And then we got our Planeswalker, Jace, Unraveler of Secrets, which is a 5-cost, 5 loyalty, +1, scry, then draw a card, -2, return target creature card to its owner's hand. -8, you get an emblem with whenever an opponent casts his or her first spell each turn, counter that spell. And then our sorceries include 2 Ever After, which is a 6-cost, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Each of those creatures is black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Put Ever After on the bottom of its owner's library. 2 From Under the Floorboards, which is a 5-cost sorcery madness. Put 3 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield tapped, and you gain 3 life. If From Under the Floorboards madness cost was paid, instead put X of those tokens onto the battlefield tapped, and you gain X life. And 2 Murderous Compulsion, which is a 2-cost destroy target tap creature with madness. 2 Pour Over the Pages, 5-cost, draw 3 cards, tap up to 2 lands, and then untap up to 2 lands, and then discard a card. And then we got 1 Startled Awake, which is a 4-cost. Target opponent puts the top 13 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And then 5, put Startled Awake from your graveyard onto the battlefield transformed. Activate this ability only anytime you cast a sorcery. And then it turns into the Persistent Nightmare, which is a 1/1. Skulk, when Persistent Nightmare deals combat damage to a player, return it to the owner's hand. And then we got 2 Welcome to the Fold, which is a 4-cost Madness X, and then gain control of target creature if its toughness is 2 or less. If Welcome to the Fold's Madness cost was paid, instead gain control of that creature if its toughness is X or less. And then we got 3 Choked Estuary, 9 Island, 9 Swamp, 2 Warped Landscape, and then 1 Westvale Abbey. Our sideboard includes 1 Deadweight, 1 Diregraph Colossus. That thing looks weird as balls. And then 1 Geralf's Masterpiece. Maybe board includes 1 Anguish Unmaking, 1 Archangel Abyssin, and 1 Sorin Grim Nemesis. And then our instances are 2 Compelling Deterrence, 2-cost, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, then that player discards the card if you control a zombie. 2 Epiphany of the Drownyard, X blue, reveal the top X +1 cards of your library and separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles, put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. And then 2, Just the Wind, which is a 2-cost, return target creature to its owner's hand, Madness. And 2, The Slaughter, 3-cost, target player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with Delirium. So, yeah, this is the deck. Comment what you guys think below, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Magic Deck Techs.